Alright, so we are back. This is the third video of me going through each series of Modern Who, with this video of course going through series 3, but of course the Runaway Bride also. First I'll be going through the special and then series 3. So let's get straight into it with Doctor Who The Runaway Bride. This, as you should know, is a special from the show starring David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. This served as the show's Christmas special of 2006, being set between the second and third series.
Who is that man?
Trust me.
The Doctor is shocked when Donna Noble in a wedding dress appears in the TARDIS while he is in the middle of a fight. He returns her to a wedding. He determines that she must have absorbed a great deal of human particles that drew her to the ship. Though, while he's at reception, he is attacked by robots that are dressed as Santa Claus. You know, the ones that briefly appeared in Christmas Invasion. The Doctor uses the party speakers to destroy them and discovers something is controlling them from space. Once he learns that both Donna and her fiancé Lance work for a security firm owned by Torchwood, he asks Lance to take them there. He then finds a long tunnel under the building along with a secret laboratory producing the Huon particles. Next to this is a pit to the centre of the Earth. Their presence brings out a spider-like empress of the Arachnos, a race that was born hungry and eats entire worlds. It is revealed that she has been in hibernation at the edge of the universe, but awoke and took over the business once Torchwood was destroyed. Lance then reveals that he has been working for her and fed the particles to Donna to help feed the creature's children. The Doctor and Donna then escape. The Empress uses Lance as a substitute, force-feeding him the particles, then throwing him into a pit. The Doctor takes Donna to the TARDIS and travels back billions of years to discover that the Arachnos ship has become the core of the Earth and the planet formed around it. The Empress is now trying to bring her children aboard the ship with the particles. They return to the present as the other creatures start emerging from the pit. The Empress attacks Earth with a ship that resembles a Christmas star. The Doctor attempts to offer a peaceful solution, but she refuses. He then remotely detonates explosives used by the Santas at the walls of the base, flooding the pit with water from the Thames. He is then prepared to die, but Donna urges him to escape with her, just as the Empress also teleports the ship trying to escape. However, the ship ran out of energy and human forces destroyed it. Afterwards, the Doctor asks Donna to travel with her, but she declines, though suggests he does need a companion to manage his temper. Russell T Davies also had the idea for this episode since the beginning, and as mentioned in the Series 2 video, he had planned to put it in there. Though behind the scenes, knowing he'd be doing 2 Christmas specials and that Billie Piper would be leaving after Series 2, he decided to elevate the story to be in the second Christmas special, so he won't have to introduce a new companion immediately. The end of Doomsday is featured as a part of the pre-title sequence in this special, though this is a refilmed version of that scene. On his podcast commentary on the episode, Tennant explained that this was due to a change in lighting supervisors, and the new person hired for the special liked to light the TARDIS interior differently, therefore the scene had to be refilmed in order to match. The show's logo and the credits had to be slightly redesigned with more background detail. The production team made fake banknotes for a scene where Moni comes flying out of a cash point. The £10 notes featured are of the Doctor's face with phrases at the reference of the Christmas Invasion. The £20 notes feature producer Phil Collinson with a misquoted reference to the 4th Doctor. All notes in the cash machine were labelled as London Credit Bank. Due to her extremely busy schedule, Catherine Tate was unable to be present for the script read-through. As a favour though, her part was read by Suffer Miles, who was in Series 2. This is the first Who episode to be shot at the newly dedicated Upper Boat Studios in Pontypridd. Film took place in July where temperatures reached 30 Celsius in Cardiff. Night filming scenes involve gunfire, explosions and a tank. Cardiff Castle is visible behind the shots of the tank even though the special is meant to be set on Oxford Street. In the podcast commentary, Tennant and executive producer Julie Garner discussed a moment that was cut. This was in the scene where Donna finds Rose's jacket. As originally filmed, the Doctor opens the TARDIS doors and throws it into space. Garner said this was cut due to being too melodramatic. The TARDIS chase scene was shown earlier at a Children's in Need concert, which featured a live orchestra playing many themes from the show. The clip was then leaked online shortly after the event, and it was then shown officially on The Confidential special at 1 PM on Christmas Day. Jacqueline King and Howard Atfield were introduced in this special, and both were due to return in Series 4 when the Noble family returned. However, shortly after shooting, Atfield died, and his scenes were reshot to feature Bernard Cribbins as Wilf instead. Something I forgot to mention in the last video is that Merry Christmas Everyone by Slade was in the Christmas Invasion, and it also appeared in this special too. Murray Gold composed once again with writing an original song titled Love Don't Roam. The song was performed by Neil Hannon, the frontman of Divine Comedy. It was previewed at the Doctor Who Celebration concert on the 18th of November, but here it was sung by Gary Williams. A studio album was released on the 11th of December.
What? What the hell is this place? What?
This is the first Doctor Who story to be broadcast with in-vision British Sign Language. This was on a repeat on the 30th of December. The official ratings of the episode was an audience of 9.35 million viewers, making it the 10th most watched programme on British TV during the Christmas week. On the 2nd of April 2007, a DVD was released with no special features. This, along with the episode Doomsday, was featured on a DVD included with the 14th issue of the Doctor Who DVD Files magazine, which was released on the 15th of July 2009. Then, along with the other Christmas specials, it was released in a box set titled Doctor Who The 10 Christmas Specials on the 19th of October 2015. Finally, along with even more specials, it was included in the Time Lord Victorious Road to the Dark Times Blu-ray set in November 2020.
What? Who are you? Where am I? What? What the hell is this place?
This is a good special. It has plenty of sadness and fun. Tate just fits the role of Donna perfectly, and she is shown to be such a great replacement for Rose. The banter between her and Tennant is just as amazing as well and gives you plenty of laughs. My only real problem is the one that I had with the one with the previous special. I'm not a fan of the villain. Cool design, but that's really it for me. Overall, another solid special from the show. Now on to Series 3. This had 13 episodes, which started with Smith and Jones, which aired on the 31st of March 2007 and finished with Last of the Time Lords, which released on the 30th of June. In addition, a 13-part animated serial was produced and broadcast as part of Totally Doctor Who. This series introduces the new companion Martha Jones, who is played by Thelma Amen. This is her only season as the main companion now. Captain Jack also returns for the final 3 episodes, being once again played by John Barrowman. The repeated phrase in the season is Vote Saxton, which leads up to the return of Doctor's longtime enemy and fellow Time Lord named the Master, who was first played by Derek Jacobi, before he regenerates and is played by John Sim.
Off we go.
Doctor Who, coming soon to BBC One.
The Doctor once again enters someone's life and changes it forever. This time it is medical student Martha Jones, where even in the end her family gets caught up in the Master's revenge. Other adventures in the series include going back to Elizabethan London, where the two encounter William Shakespeare, another resurface of the Daleks, this time in 1930s New York, then back to the present, 76-year-old Professor Lazarus reverses his aging. As mentioned, there was a 13-part animated serial, The Infinity Quest, which led up until the finale of the series. Each installment was around 3.5 minutes, then was compiled and made up itself into a full episode. It was aired in its entirety on the 30th of June 2007 and was later released on DVD.
Like so. See?
Following the departure of Billie Piper as Rose Tyler and Tate only being a one-off at the time, a new full-time companion was needed. This problem would be fixed on July 5th, 2006, when the BBC confirmed that Ayamaya would join the show as Jones. She previously appeared in the episode Army of Ghosts, but as a different character. Recurring guest stars for the series included Adjoa Andor, Trevor Layard, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, and Reggie Yates, who all portrayed members of Jones's family.
Oh, sorry.
The BBC announced a green light on this series on the 16th of June 2005, only 2 months after the announcement of Series 2. Production officially began on the 8th of August 2006 and concluded on the 2nd of April 2007. Gold once again composed the music, with Ben Foster leading the BBC National Orchestra of Wales, with vocal performances by the Crowd End Festival Chorus. New writers in the series were Gareth Roberts, who previously wrote the interactive episode Attack of Degrassi, and the TARDIS episodes from Series 2. Helen Rayner, who previously was a script editor, Chris Chibnall, who was the head writer and co-producer of Torchwood, and Stephen Greenhorn. Returning writers to the series were Paul Cornell, Stephen Moffat, and Davies, with Davies continuing as head writer and executive producer. Paul Collinson and Susie Liggett acted as producers, with Garner also serving as executive producer. Directors of the series were Ura Lynn, Charles Palmer, Richard Clark, James Strong, Gamar Harper, Hetty MacDonald, and Colin Teague.
Do I pick it up from there?
Yeah, so just bring it.
Gareth.
You big mangy thing, you.
This series was initially planned to conclude a week earlier, but on the 2nd of May 2007, episodes 7 to 13 were pushed back a week due to Eurovision 2007, and them not wanting to air the episode 42 in an earlier time slot. As usual, Doctor Who Confidential also aired alongside each episode. This series received acclaim and positive reviews from critics. It was nominated for 32 awards, where it won 19 for its acting, drama, cinematography, makeup, sound, direction, writing, and generally being the best programme of the year. Selected pieces of the score from the series and the next special, Voyage of the Damned, were released on the 5th of November 2007 by Silver Screen Records.
9 take 2.
Sorry. I'm such a child.
This is very much the overlooked series of this era, where it contains some of the best standalone episodes of it. Martha as a companion just represents this. She is strong, talented, and fits the role so well. She mirrors the Doctor very well, where the use of their non-mutual love is what brings it so much here. Having her as a one-off here is very ultimately leaves him at the end of the arc is also great, not making her and the story overstay its welcome. The supporting cast does solid jobs as well. Martha's family are well drawn into the little time they have. Then of course Captain Jack is as entertaining as ever in the final 3 episodes. Sims is phenomenal as the Master, and he mannerisms with Tennant so well. The standout episode is of course Blink, which barely even features the main characters at all, surprisingly. Essentially, it's what Love and Monsters should have really been, to be honest. Even then, it introduces probably the most iconic of original villains introduced in the modern era, which is of course the Weeping Angels. The John Smith storyline in both Human Nature and Family Blood is also so heartbreaking to watch. It really explores what makes the Doctor who he is, the man who can be trusted with power because ultimately he doesn't really seek it. But again, it also shows his other side of fury and temper. This is such an underrated series, to be honest.
Martha, you trust me, don't you?
Of course I do.
Because it all depends on you.
What does? What am I supposed to do?
Well, there's a watch, but I've lost it.
Alright, so that was me going through The Runaway Bride and Series 3 of Doctor Who. And yeah, again, Runaway Bride is a very solid special, introduces such an iconic character. And yeah, Series 3 is also, again, I think it's quite underrated in this era, to be honest. I think it introduces, again, one of the better companions that we've had in this, revival. And, you know, I think there's only like 1 or 2 stinkers in there. At the top of my head, I can say 42 is a bit of a stinker. But again, overall, a great series. So, got nothing else to really say apart from what are your thoughts on it. And if you got any other facts that I missed out in this video, I'd love to hear it down in the comment section. you like the video, please like. If you dislike the video, heck, even dislike it. Just want to see people's feedback, but at the end of the day, I just like creating these videos anyway. So yeah, I guess I'll see you next time when I cover Voyage of the Damned and Series 4.
Deeds